My personal favorite fragrances for this fall and autumn that I'm gonna be wearing the most. Yes, a video coming right up. What's going on, guys, and welcome again to another video. This video is gonna have very minimal editing just because my laptop is acting up. I need to take it to be fixed if it could be fixed. So hey, bear with me. I don't want to edit as much, okay? So I'm just gonna show you my top 10 fragrances that I'm gonna be wearing the most this fall. These 10 fragrances actually, I'm kind of like craving them. And by the time when I chose these 10 fragrances, I realized one thing that I don't know, for some reason I'm like really craving tonka beans and vanilla for this fall. Tonka beans and vanilla, they do work perfectly for fall and winter in general, but my list that I picked up for you guys, well, for me, that I'm gonna be wearing and I'm sharing it with you guys, they're actually, I would say up to 50% are tonka and vanilla based. Yes, I'm not gonna do any dancing because dancing needs some editing, so I'm gonna pick that first fragrance, and hopefully you would like this type of videos because I just don't want to edit. And the first one that I am gonna be wearing the most, and it's on my number 10 as well, it's Zara Ganache Tonka. I told you, another tonka bean based fragrance. This one is great, guys. If you can find it on Zara, still, I got it like a couple of years ago, and I just love this fragrance. This fragrance actually kind of subdued in a way. It doesn't shout out as loud, but it lasts for a long time. It gives me like around 8 hours on my skin. For Zara fragrance for $20, this is actually, for me personally, it's great. I usually wear this one to work because it doesn't really shout out as loud, but it's got some decent sillage as well. It reminds me a lot of Intoxicated by Guerlain when you first spray it on. It's got that ganache, it's got that coffee, it's dark, it's sweet, it's very good, but it drives down more into like an irisy, more like a Dior, DHI, Dior Homme Intense type of a fragrance. It's got that dry down. I love this fragrance, guys. I don't know if you guys haven't smelled this one yet, and if there's any Zara next to you, go check this one out because I think for the price you can go wrong with this one. It lasts for a long time, decent performance, but it stays closer to your skin. Zara Ganache Tonka on my number 10, right? So let's go for my number 9. It's a classic, a fragrance that I personally love. I have the vintage version, which lasts for quite a while. It doesn't last the longest, to be honest, on my skin, but it performs well. It projects well off my skin and gets me compliments. This is another tonka based fragrance with almonds this time. It's sweet, syrupy. It's very well received by the ladies, especially. This one would get you compliments. The nowadays performance, it's much weaker. So don't expect a lot of performance of the nowadays performance, but I would still say this is a great date scent for if you want to go out for your beloved ones. Givenchy Pie on my number 9. Okay, alright. Oh, my number 8. Now it's another tonka based fragrance. I'm telling you guys, I'm just loving my tonka based fragrance this fall for some reason. Hey, don't judge me, okay? We are friends. I'm sharing personal stuff with you guys here. Well, everybody actually can see it, so the more people would see it, the happier you'll get me, okay? So give me thumbs up for that, give me likes, okay? This is Salvatore Ferragamo, and I'm spraying the camera and I'm not editing that, okay? This is a great fragrance, another tonka based fragrance that I personally love. It smells a lot like tiramisu when you first spray it on. It's very gourmandy in a way. It's got some great performance on my skin in particular. You can find this one very well priced on eBay or like online. This is something I highly encourage you guys to go try out. Or if you are looking for something very well received by the ladies. Not It's not gonna break a bank, and it performs well. I highly encourage you guys to try Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo. This one gets me a lot of compliments, and I personally love it. It's a great one right here. It is on my number 10, 9, 8. So let's go for number 7. And my number 7, it's a classic that I personally do love, and it's the vintage as well. So this one has got some great performance. It's got some Tonka bean here as well. I'm telling you, I'm loving the Tonka bean, guys. Okay, this is pure malt, by the way. This is very boozy, syrupy. It's got a lot of patchouli. It's got the same DNA as the original, but with the boozy, very extremely boozy top notes. It stays boozy though. I love this one. This one, it was like really well received by everybody, especially when it first came out. It got discontinued for a little bit, and then prices got skyrocketed to the roof, and then they re-released it. I've heard this one got reformulated a little bit, so it's not as strong as it used to be. This one actually performs great on my skin, so I don't really have that issue with this bottle right here. I love this one. This one is great. It's totally different. It's an acquired taste. So it's either you love it or you're not gonna pretty much enjoy it. So this is something I would say get a decant of it, because even though you try it out, you probably wouldn't understand it as much. This one, you need to experience it a little bit more. So my suggestion to you guys, if you can find somebody that sells like a little bit like a 5 ml or 10 ml decant or something, this is the best way to try this fragrance out. So to see if you really like it or not. But bottom line is, this is a great fragrance. It's an acquired taste, especially for the ladies. Ladies, they're either fall in love with this one like 110%, or they're not gonna enjoy it as much. So this is either it'll get you like laid 100%, like on the spot, or you're gonna get rejected big time. This is this fragrance right here. So yeah, okay, so this is number 7, right? So let's just go with number 6. Yes, number 6. I told you no editing, right? This is something I love. This is a fragrance. This is a bottle that this is a fragrance that I have multiple bottles of, and I just gave the last bottle yesterday for a birthday party. So I only have this one right now. It's Ellis Oud Black Vanilla Absolute. This one, it's there's something wrong with this this thingy right here, but I don't mind. It works. It works great. I love it. This is a clone of SDV Spiritueuse Double Vanille by Guerlain. This is much woodier, much spicier. It doesn't have the greatest performance as SDV. Of course, it's normal. It doesn't have the bestest quality, of course, as Guerlain, of course, but it's still a great fragrance, guys. Especially if you love spicy, vanilla, woody type of fragrances. This is great for that. I love this one. It gets me compliments. I prefer this one to wear when it's gloomy, like outcast days. I love to wear this one at night sometimes to work. It doesn't shout out as loud, but it's great because it's got some great sillage. People, once you pass by them, they would actually pick this one up of you. I love this one, guys. If you have, and I feel like you can have this one nowadays online for around $30-$35 or so, which is a great deal, by the way. So this is another one that I highly encourage you guys to try out. Ellis Oud Black Vanilla Absolute on my number. You're kind of with me, right? 6, right? So now we are on the top 5. And my top 5, this is my Dior Sauvage like type of a fragrance that I picked for you guys. On this list, I didn't pick any Dior Sauvages, but I picked Dylan Blue instead. I prefer Dylan Blue for the fall over Dior Sauvage just because the Dylan Blue, it's a little bit sweeter, a little bit denser, a little bit on the fruitier side, and it does well when it's like outcast a little bit, when it gets a little colder, especially on my skin, and it lasts longer on me when it's a little colder outside over Dior Sauvage. This is another one that I love. It's a great fragrance, guys. Yes, it smells a lot like Dior Sauvage, but it's got its own differences. And for the price, you can't go wrong. You can get like a 200 ml bottle like this if you shop around for around $50. So it's a great bang for your buck if you really think about it. If you just want to smell like Dior Sauvage in a way, but on a fraction of the price with a great brand, Versace, not like something like Armaf or anything. I'm not like demeaning Armafs or anything, but hey, this is Versace. So Versace over Armaf, just you do the math. For 200 ml, $50, you can go wrong with that, like 110%. This is number 5, right? So let's just go with my number 4, which is a fragrance. It's definitely an acquired taste. It's not for everybody, but for me, I'm like, I just love it. I'm like falling head over heels over this one right here, and it's John Varvatos Dark Rebel. This is a great fragrance, guys. This is dark, tobacco-y, leathery. This is like mysterious, bad boyish leather jacket type of a fragrance. This is like Batman. This smells like Batman to me. It smells great. It smells handsome. It's definitely an acquired taste. Ladies might find it a little bit challenging, but you would smell you would smell like a real rugged man. Handsome rugged man for some special ladies if you have this fragrance on. When this one dries down as well, it gets a little bit sweeter, and I just love it. It doesn't last the longest on my skin, but for me, usually I don't really care as much. I usually like carry a little decant and I just respray every 2-3 hours or so, and I like, hey, like it performs on my skin within this 2-3 hours. And for the price, you can get this, I believe, around like $25, $30 or so online. Hey, I might be wrong. I don't know the exact price on it nowadays, but for 125 ml bottle like this, you just can't go wrong if you respray. John Varvatos Dark Rebel. It's a great fragrance for the fraghead connoisseurs. They like to smell like niche with a fraction of the price. That's that fragrance right here, guys. So my number 3 on my list, it's of course it's Bleu de Chanel. I have to have Bleu de Chanel, especially for the fall season, just because I know this one is very versatile and it can go pretty much all year round. But I don't know, for some reason, I can see some prints here, but for some reason it just works great to my nose in particular for fall. This is great when it's a little bit outcast, a little bit colder. It gets richer when it gets a little colder, for me personally, on my skin. I don't know about your skin, so please let me know in the comment section down below. Does it get richer when it's a little colder outside as well on your skin? In the high heat, this one gets much fresher. The incense, it gets way more pronounced when it's colder out on my skin. I would love to know if it's just me or you guys have that same thing with Bleu de Chanel. This is the EDT, by the way. I love it. It is on my number 3. I love this one. My number 2, it's my number 2 is my beloved La Nuit de l'Homme. This is the vintage, first vintage, by the way. So this is the a great performing La Nuit de l'Homme. I cherish this one. I don't wear it as much. I have another La Nuit de l'Homme, which is a great performing one as well, but it's not the first formulation as this one. I usually wear this one when it's a little colder out, for night outs, of course. This is La Nuit, the night. The spiciness with the cardamom and this, it just works great when it's colder out for some reason. I just love it, guys, especially when it's windy. This is when this one really shines. I love this one, guys. I know that nowadays formulation is not the bestest, but still for a date night, it's still a great fragrance, because like if you are going out on a date, you just don't really need to shout out as much. La Nuit de l'Homme, still until this day the greatest date fragrance like ever, La Nuit de l'Homme, on my number 2. Yes, and boom, 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 boom. Now, my first fragrance this fall would be L'Homme Idéal by Guerlain. This is another great fragrance I personally love. Great fragrance, guys. Another Tonka based fragrance. I told you I'm falling in love with the Tonka bean fragrances these days, and especially for this fall, I love this one, guys. It's got almonds as well, so it's a little bit on the spicy side in a way. It's different than any other Tonka bean here in this list. I love this one, guys. It got me a lot of compliments. It performs great on my skin, especially when it comes to projection. It projects really well on my skin, especially for the first 2-3 hours or so. It doesn't have the longest longevity, but for the projection that it gives me, I'm very happy with it. This is a fragrance I personally love, and it's great, especially that you can find it online at a very reasonable price as well. This is one of those fragrances that you just like, it would get you a lot of compliments with a fraction of the price compared to a lot of the fragrances that are here. So this is pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys again for watching and subscribing and doing all the good stuff. If you like this video the way it is, please give me as much likes as you can possibly give, and let me know what are your favorite fall fragrances that you're gonna be rocking the most this winter. What do you think of my list that I showed you? For me personally, I'm gonna be wearing the most, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to comment, please, and to know your feedback. What do you think of this video, just the way it is? And I know sponge make it smell good, always easy. Peace.